What's going on, everybody? I'm Harry, and of course, with me is the self-proclaimed king of the world, Edward Dools Dooley.
Good to be here.
Dools, a movie is coming out on the day that this video is uploaded. A movie we've been looking forward to for a while.
Ooh.
A series we both care about.
Ooh, yes.
What is it?
Mission Impossible.
Rogue Nation.
Yeah, but you said what series.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is the 5th entry, and arguably going to be the best, because it just keeps getting better.
It does. Oh, no, the second's the worst, but, yeah, no, since the three, I think that they made a massive stride into a different direction, a more, like, sort of routine, select route, and they've just been nailing it every time. 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Well, 5, we're guessing.
It's getting very good reviews, so.
It looks very good.
Yeah.
We'll start off with number 1.
Yeah.
Like, this is the one that you can't really remember that much because it was made ages ago and you haven't seen it in a while, but, this is the movie that I kept thinking that the story's whole plot is a mission that's incredibly impossible to
Hence
describe.
the name.
But let's have a gaze at it. So basically, the whole cast of the original TV show, everyone that you love, dies in the first 5 minutes because they're on a mission to get a knock list, which is the list of all the names of the agency, IMF, which stands for Impossible Mission Force. Sounded dumb then, sounds dumb now. But yeah, they all die, and then you find out that the head of the IMF, Kitteridge, says that the knock form was actually a fake. They were trying to lead out a mole, and they think that Ethan is the mole. So Ethan then Ethan then escapes, goes and pretends to be the mole to sell a fake knock form to a person called Max. And then he basically goes on this whole route and gets another team, which brings up Luther, one of my favorite characters of the whole series. And he just goes on this team, and he finds out that his commander, Jim Phelps, isn't actually dead, and he was actually the mole. It took me a couple of viewings of this movie to find out exactly what this movie is about, and
It's surprisingly complicated.
Yeah, I love the storyline. After you actually find out, you're like, oh, that's the whole thing with the Bible. I get it. And it's just really well done. I like it, and that's where it really started, and that's what actually pushed Tom Cruise into being a good actor into absolute stardom.
Now, the second one, set in the greatest country and city on the earth, Sydney, Australia, is also a good film, but arguably the weakest in the series, which is fair enough.
It's still good.
It's still good.
It's a very John Woo-esque movie. Who's the director?
Yeah, I didn't even know who the director was until you told me.
The guy that made Face Off. Don't you get that now? How many times they have masks in that? They have masks 8 times in that movie.
Face Off wasn't terrible, but it
wasn't
was pretty...
terrible. But you can tell the whole reference is just like, oh, don't worry. There's a lot of.
But it ended up becoming a classic trope in the series. The whole mask thing.
I love it. I just think it's hilarious.
Look, the motorbike chase scene
was pretty cool.
The whole Ethan using a decoy with the mask, faking his death.
That was,
awesome.
I watched it a couple of days ago, and I didn't remember the movie, and that still got me. I was just like, that is awesome.
Yeah, dude. They crack his neck or something, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I was a kid when I was watching this. I'm like, they just fucking killed him.
Yeah,
and I was like, what the fuck?
They straight up shot him 7 times. I was like, oh, it's body armor. I see blood coming out. I'm like,
no, he's dead. Main character's dead.
Yeah, exactly. But no.
Oh wait, he's not.
I like that a lot. I like that. The movie, yeah, it's not the best, but it's definitely the worst. But still, it's a good movie.
It's good.
It's very good. Next up, Dools, Mission Impossible 3, which brings upon the best villain of the whole series, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
The big one.
He was creepy, unsettling. He just was perfect for the whole series, don't you reckon?
Yeah.
There was those scenes, the scene in the airplane, where he was being pushed out of the airplane while being interrogated by Ethan, and he came back up and he was just basically like, do you have a wife? Do you have someone you love? I'm gonna hurt them. I'm just gonna hurt them really bad. And yeah, it does bring upon Jared Leto's Joker.
I was gonna say.
But that whole movie, the whole action set pieces, everything was awesome. They finally bring in Simon Pegg, which is a great addition.
Yeah, who knew Simon Pegg would bring such a good performance to that film? Like,
To
I mean,
a
it's just
Mission
like,
Impossible
it's like,
film.
what are you doing here, Simon? But yet he brought it, and he's back for the other two. So
He was so good. But yeah, Mission Impossible 3 was one of my favorites of the series. Definitely not my favorite though. But as Mission Impossible 2 was very reminiscent of John Woo's sort of movie, Mission Impossible 3 was very J.J. Abrams-esque. Had so many lens flares, and it was just a really bright movie. It really looked like it was filmed as Star Trek. J.J. Abrams. But
there you go.
it was very well done. But Dulles, what does that bring us to?
Brings us to the fourth and arguably the best so far, Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol.
One of my favorite action movies. I mean,
We'll
just dive straight into the climbing scene of the I can't pronounce the building.
Burj Khalifa.
There you go. In Dubai, tallest building in Dubai. You know, the ensuing sandstorm is approaching, and he's rapidly climbing up this building. I forget to mention he's doing his own stunts.
Oh,
The man's insane.
the man is crazy. But I like it when he's climbing up and he's both hand magnetic things, not magnetic, the hand climbing things. They both fail, and then he's like laser cutter fails. So it gives it like an impression, which I liked it. These
Can't catch a break.
These spies are not unbeatable. They still like have breakdowns. I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, the whole 20-minute scene of him climbing up the Burj, then him they're doing the duplicate rooms for the heist sort of thing.
Yeah,
And then
it's an awesome heist movie as well.
and then the whole chase through the sandstorm.
Yeah, insane.
It was awesome. That movie is so good, and it doesn't just let up there. The whole Simon Pegg integration was pushed to the limit here, and he was awesome.
Yeah.
He was a perfect addition to the team, and I love it. And then it ends with the final. Luther is back. Luther's back and he's gone because MI5 takes place directly after MI4. Because even in the end of MI4, you get the mission of Ethan gets a mission, and it's describing an organization called the Syndicate, and that's what's the main antagonist in MI5.
How are we feeling about the plane scene in Rogue Nation? Do we reckon he can one up the?
I didn't.
Dubai?
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't believe that it was that he actually did it. I thought that he
did.
might have held onto a plane, and it was just green screen or something. But the man's a lunatic. He legitimately held onto a plane as it was taking off, held on by nothing but a
Multiple
small
times.
wire.
We didn't quite get the shot right. Can you do it again? He's just like, yep.
Imagine
Yeah, sure.
Imagine the insurance. There'd be no insurance for that. You couldn't.
Oh.
You couldn't insure Tom Cruise, one of the biggest names in Hollywood, being hung outside of a bloody aeroplane.
Imagine the excess. Yeah. Christ.
That'd be crazy. But I'm very excited for this movie.
So am I.
What do you think? Leave your comments below, subscribe for more content, but until next time, we're going back to the candy bar.
Or we'll just be at the bar. Sinking beers.